Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a bit of a break now between the maps, and we now find ourselves in the final map of this losers bracket final. Whoever wins this will be playing against Fable.gg in the grand final. Please, please, please let me know who you think is going to take it in the Twitch chat, in the Mixer chat right now. This is anyone's game, even at this point. Let's jump on board with that B fight.
Yep, that's it. We are on board now with Strikers. Sentinel, as they won the last map first, we'll jump on board with them first. Pretty slow fight, actually, for this platform area, and it seems both teams opting to just kind of avoid the platform for now, but Baghdad does get the hangman on Cougars as he jumps over the top, and Strikers is going to spot Fractures as he comes around. Beautiful playing of space there, and this is already looking like Sentinel's game. That said, on the other side, Fortons and Totti picking up kills there.
Fast movement as they try and prevent the triple cap and the flank. Baghdad, of course, he was the first one to get a kill in this match. Legend is going to get shut down by Strikers as he rotates from the B hill. So a very fluid map, evidently, already is Lift. No triple caps as of yet, though, as the hills do change possession several times already.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those maps in the early game where you see the hills that, you know, they pretty much stick for a few seconds, and that was beautiful. That was even better from Fractures. I was saying a couple of times, I'm not going to say it because, look, there's a fight going on here as well. Fracture's about to fight Baghdad. I'll just jump onto that instead. It's more interesting. And he does get taken out. Baghdad with the double kill. B-Hill as his reward as well.
Legend crossing in the middle. But Chris getting a kill across the map as well. Yeah, so Fable Sentinel, with that numbers advantage, they are going to keep up the pressure. And remember, even if they don't go for this triple cap, they can essentially keep Lucent contained now.
Yeah, it's a difficult job, though, to keep this untamed beast contained in their own spawn because, well, you know, they're just so good with their shotguns. They're always on the offense.
Chris bowing out. Does find his teammate. Fortin's down as well. So casualties on the Lucent Esports side. Zorkos still fighting. Fighting indeed. Chris looking for... Oh, that's a lovely shot over the top. Cougars gets one kill back. Physics answers, though, as he continues. Cougars tries to bow out through the middle, and it's still a little bit scrappy for me. And with this score lead building, Fable Sentinel are buying themselves time, but Lucent still trying so hard to get out of their spawn.
Yeah, definitely so. The fight rages on. And I was trying to say that this is one of my favorite maps because it changes from a game where you've got these intense, huge battles between teams as everyone just keeps coming off respawns, can always back up their team because of the sight angles on this map, to one which almost plays out like execution in the end because, you know, as soon as you get the kills at the latter end of the stages, you're pretty much guaranteed a trip cap because you can just run straight to the opposition team's hill. It's super quick. It's a great map for that, and the fluidity of how this plays out is perfect, really. Especially for this game mode.
It does really lend itself to Lucent's speed of play and how they like to prefer or like to play this game. And that's fast and shotgun heavy. As Cougars has found himself in a 2v1 against Zorkos, he's cleaned up. Look at the score. Somehow Lucent have caught up very quickly indeed. And 4 players are dead for Team Fable. And Strikers will fall as well. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Lucent take the first round.
That they did indeed. And reasonably convincing at that. The fights at the start, obviously getting in Sentinel's favor. They got a decent point lead there, but yeah, Lucent just came back strong, and the rotations, the quick rotations between the control room and each individual hill, definitely coming in the favor of Lucent, and we saw a lot of flanks working out for them, and as a result, first round down.
And honestly, I think Fable Sentinel, given their organization and their time as a team, right, I believe they want the game to be as tidy as possible. I don't think they should be going for these scrappy fights. I don't think home street should be of as extreme importance to them as, say, the B hill. I'd rather see them go for a spawn trap and defend rather than allow Lucent to keep up the pace and throw themselves at potential triple caps. Just play safe at the end of the day is what I'm trying to say. And Lucent to do the complete opposite.
Yeah, they do. They love the scrappy fights. And don't get me wrong, they are good at it, for sure, but they can play the other game. I think you're right. Sentinel are definitely better at the more scheduled fights, but that said, it is getting scrappy again as Legend is looking to take out Strikers. Big 1v1 for Strikers here. He does get the shot off, but he's not within range and just scuffs that one. Legend taking a little bit of damage. A bit difficult for him. The B hill going to be the reward though. Rocks control for Physics. Looking for a kill himself.
There he goes.
Oh, no.
Lit up. Absolutely lit up, and he's going to get caught out there. Cougars finding that kill, cleaning up and getting out safe. B-Hill still under possession, and you know, Fable Sentinel, they're going to have to wait for their respawn potentially before making any major plays. Baghdad rotating over to the B side of the map, and Zorkos regaining control of Rock. So, you know, fair play to Fable Sentinel, despite the man down. On Lucent Esports safety, they do maintain Rock's control here.
Yeah, they do, and we see Baghdad now flanking through the control room. He's, you know, trying to make plays happen for his team, and as Lucent have reacted to that, the push comes in, but Cougars is trying to shut this down quickly. Great angle here from Fortons. The Lancer Fire is going to come in, and as we were saying, Lucent can play the support game, but not as well as Fable Sentinel. Cougars makes a mistake there, takes out Legend, and Zorkos managed to take out Cougars. That's 4 dead now, and it's all about getting this B-Hill. Can they get it? There is a member of Lucent overextending now. I think he's going to get taken down pretty quickly if he even pops up, but he does get the decap, which is crucial. He's managed to buy enough time and enough space for his team to get back in, and the Lancer is going to come out, though. This is very difficult for Lucent. They've got to be careful now. They need to stack up the smoke grenades and trade the downs with one another, otherwise they're going to get collapsed out. But Totti picks up 2. Legend actually rips Totti a new one, and he's going to make up for that as Zorkos falls. Cougars moving around now. You see how quick the fights shift from one home hill to the other. It's super fluid.
Indeed it is. Here comes Strikers off respawn. Great shotgunning, despite the pressure against him. Keep a close eye on the top left. Fable Sentinel still in the lead, so Lucent need to keep up the pressure. Fractures is actually doing that quite well. He gets a double before bowing out in this push. And meanwhile, his team are taking control of B, so they have the ingredients for a push on home street, but Fable Sentinel, they're fighting back just as hard.
Yep, that's it. The B-Hill has gone in Lucent's favor, but they're going to need more than that right now, because Fable Sentinel only 20 points away, and they've got 2 hills in their name. Almost 3, actually, as the B-Hill's gone in their favor. This looks to be a Sentinel round, actually, as the C-Hill gets recapped. There is a lot of members dead there. If they can get on this A-Hill, they are on the A-Hill. It just depends if someone can come off spawn and recap C. I'm not sure if he's going to be there in time. He might be just in time. I don't think he is. No, this is going to go to Sentinel, and Baghdad has done excellent work there to keep his team in it. Right on the buzzer as well.
That was an all-in effort, certainly from Fable Sentinel and Lucent. They try to claw their way back into that in the last 30 seconds, but Sentinel proving to be a bit too strong there. But it's now 1-1 in this final map. I mean, let me ask you through. Weapon placement-wise, what are you thinking?
Honestly, right now, keep it simple. I don't think there needs to be too much. If I'm Lucent and I want to play something big, I'm going with the M-Bar. It's going to be an incendiary placement. Everyone loves the incendiaries, especially the grenades up on this platform area. It's something that we're used to seeing. It's a real common placement for the incendiaries, actually, this platform, as you can use them quite convincingly if you win the platform fight to knock off the B. So it forces Sentinel, actually, to react to that, because, you know, fight it or not, if you lose the fight, you know, you lose the incendiaries. If you don't go for the fight, the incendiaries get picked up and they control the B hill from there. So it's just a forced play here. Lucent forcing the hand of Sentinel to fight this upper platform.
Fractures, great shotgunning so far this match, and already getting into the thick of it as he finds Strikers. Cougars picking up incense as well, so a very good start from Lucent. Of course, they don't have X-ray vision, so Fractures unsure as to whether Baghdad is about to run head into his gun. Zorkos, meanwhile, is leading the pack, pushing over to A, and already Physics, being that smart player that he's known to be, a bit more passive than perhaps his teammates.
Great incendiaries.
Taking up control, but Cougars, likewise, he rotates over. Brilliant incend on Chris.
Yeah, brilliant incendiaries there. Gets 2 kills with the incendiaries.
Woo! Strikers with
in the middle.
Up A, essentially a reaction shot, but he will get angled out. That will be a cleaned up kill. Physics, meanwhile, still fighting. Almost gets it down there. Great shot gunning through. Very common angle, but he's utilizing it to great effectiveness. Cougars still lurking, causing to be a big nuisance for his opposition.
Yep, lurking he was, and we see now the crossfire coming in for Lucent. Sentinel scrambling to get out. They've done really well, actually, to get out of there with no casualties whatsoever. Although it is still advantage Lucent at this point. They do have the B hill in their control. Not sure for how much longer, actually, but it looks like Cougars is pretty happy just to sit over there and Lancer back over. As Chris does try and get a couple of cheeky caps on this A hill. It's not going to happen yet. The Incendiary's obviously going to come back up shortly, so it seems like that's the next play for Lucent. Try and defend this with the long-range Lancers. Pick up a kill, maybe pick up 2, and then rotate for the Incendiaries.
And this is now the hand forced as well for Lucent. Great Lancer in from Chris. Are they going to actually go on this now? That is the question they need to ask themselves. The A-Hill cap, they will lose the game if they do not move from this very difficult situation. Chris is going to get taken out. Fracture's leading the pack. He gets yet again another double. He's putting in so much work for his team now, and it's certainly what's needed in these trying times. Zorkos, brilliant bounce. Shut down as the teamwork shines through for Lucent Esports, playing extremely aggressive for this triple.
Yep, Strikers and Baghdad now keeping their team in it. They were 4v2 for a second, but now it's pretty much returned the opposite way. But Cougars has got something to say as he picks up Baghdad, looking for the second kill on Strikers. This is an awesome matchup between these two Slayers, and it looks like Cougars is going to fall here. Strikers does as well with a little help, but Chris has cleaned up Totti, so he will not die. He will not die. He's going to move on as well. The points are ticking in Lucent's favor. The B-Hill, though, going to Sentinel now, and it looks like Sentinel are trying to push for this domination. As I say that, though, B being retaken. There's not much in it. They need, what, 23 points to not much less for Sentinel.
B-Hill going the way of Fable, Sentinel as well, and these kills matter so much to both teams. As finally Fable Sentinel, they take the round lead, or score lead rather, in this round. And even then, with all the kills that they've been able to pull out, they have now won the round, and that was certainly hard fought from both sides. Just about Fable Sentinel clinging away.
Yeah, the second round Incendiaries were not used to that great of a use there. They threw the first one. They got the kill with the first one, but it was a kill in a 4v1. Like, you don't use your Incendiaries at that point. The second one was just whiffed and thrown against the side of the control room, and you know, at that point, you want to be looking to throw it to cut off routes behind the players retreating. So if we see on the screen now where the C-Hill is, you could have thrown the Incendiary just to the left of the C-Hill, blocked off an entire route, forced the player to either go, you know, high up through storage or over the top. And either way, that's an easy Lancer down. For me, a little bit of a misplay from Lucent. Maybe could clean things up a little bit there. Let's see going forward, though. It's early days.
Lucent putting a hammer burst down, I believe that is. And that's certainly a consideration, right, that weapon placement, because it's evident to me already that Fable Sentinel are really favoring setting up an arcade and trying to keep the spawn trap on Lucent. They've done a great job, honestly, at winning that initial, meanwhile, over at B and keeping hold of it, especially in that past round, to really prevent that from being too much of an issue for Lucent, despite not being able to get back onto their home hill. Fractures have to start off the round again with him, as he's been put on a clinic with his shotgun. Strikers flying through. Great distance from Fractures. Strikers trying to come back in. Great meat shield from Cougars, perfectly timed. Strikers eventually loses that war of attrition. Great work from Cougars and Fractures.
Yeah, real heads-up play there, just to leave the down while you're fighting the fight. So if you know the player does return up to the top plat, they can just grab the meat shield, absorb the damage, return back to the 1v2. Exceptional work there from Lucent. That said, they're moving up now and they're trying to get some more kills for A. Big bad situation now for Zorkos, but he's managed to make the best of it. He gets one kill. He's also got Cougars running off, but Cougars gets a lovely little wrap shot on Baghdad.
Lovely
Zorkos
shot,
going to try and take this, and there's going to be a good 1v1 here between Zorkos and Cougars for the B-Hill. Perhaps the wrong weapon out for Cougars. He's going to get caught out. Does get killed, and Zorkos playing that perfectly.
Good job, Zorkos, taking advantage of mistakes. We talked about mistakes from Cougars. We don't see many, but that was definitely one, despite knowing exactly where Zorkos was. Legend. Hammer burst in hand. And Totti, I believe, as well. Yeah, Totti has a hammer burst, so which makes this home hill setup a little bit more difficult to push in, despite all the smokes and the chaos and chaotic nature of this home hill. Striker's brilliant. He's received the call out and immediately gone on that damage to get it down. Great response from Lucent. Fractures baiting out a player to go past, to go for the kills and revive. Fortons and Totti.
Oh my lord.
The better of the two teams. Totti with a double.
Great
Zorkos
Lancer
down
as well. Not in position though. Baghdad does fall. He's going to get cleaned up in just a second. The support Lancer coming in from Fortons. He just needs to play his life. Stay out of one-shot distance and you've got a 2v1. They've done just that. Looks like he's going to fall. They're going to potentially be contested on the A-Hill. They are. Doesn't really matter though, because they've got such a point lead at this point. The Incendiaries are in their favor as well, and you know, they've just got everything on the board. Excellent play now from Lucent.
Right, this is a round that should, in theory, go Lucent's way. And Fable Sentinel truly have their backs against their wall. Even an in-send to stop Baghdad taking cover in the forward position towards B. Fable Sentinel, get control. Strikers, can he do something through the control? Great lancering. No chance of Strikers closing the gap as Cougars takes him. Chris trying to push up top. He loses that 1v. And Lucent Esports, they've done it well. Clinically well. Legend finds that kill. And 2-2 is now the scoreline as Lucent put one back on the board.
Yeah, definitely so. And although quite a long round there, it was 210 points to 110, so a 100-point lead at the end of that round for Lucent. That for me screams map control. They've done exceptionally well there. We see Fractures leading the way. He's always got a hell of a lot of downs, that guy. 10 downs already this early on, and always supporting his teammates. Really well played by him. That said, it's now up to Sentinel to play something, and they're gonna drop the Boltox down at Crane and Exhaust. That's the rocky area. We're gonna see that open up as the lift drops down.
Yep, so it's not going to be up straight away.
That's
of course.
That's something to cover, actually, I think.
Will maintain itself, right?
Yeah, for new viewers, the lift does move down to the bottom of the map as the round goes on, so won't be open straight away. Quite an interesting dynamic to this map.
Yeah, the lift being the map itself.
Exactly, right? The whole
it's
map
moving
is
down if you look around.
We can see it in the background there, but yeah, it does. It adds another dimension to how to play this map, because you can drop power weapons in different locations, and they come up at different spawn times, which is quite cool.
Fractures, meanwhile, is on the flank this time. Seems to have paid off. He's in safety. His teammate, Cougars, has got the insend. Not going to be a good throw. Here comes a flank. Actually, Zorkos changing the dynamic this time by flanking. Fractures can't clean up that time. His teammate, Cougars, can.
Oh, they can indeed, and this looks to be a beautiful 2v3. If they can just clean up this last kill, they do that. Indeed, both players going to leave the kill. Fractures goes back to clean that up, though. 2v3 there, perfect play. A little help from some incendiaries as well, but yeah, Sentinel, they're not playing as aggressive as I would like to see on that platform. Said, talking of aggression, physics going into a 1v2, but doesn't really matter because Lucent, they're looking at a domination here. Strikers, he's going to fall, and Cougars just needs to touch his toes in the ring. We see the revives coming from both teams, and this is going to be a scrap. Baghdad falling, Zorkos falls, and Lucent Esports slays out to go ahead. 3-2 now.
It is certainly clear who won that initial. It is all the Spaniards. And a fantastic play all round across the map. Even when they won that platform battle, right, essentially a 2v3, immediate rotations from all involved to the opposite side. But a clinical triple cap.
Yeah, it was just that, you're right. They figured that where their initial kills were. They clutched up in that 2v3. To be honest, Sentinel 100% should have won that fight. They had a flank coming in that Lucent didn't even know about. They just scuffed the shot, and then, yeah, they capitalized on that mistake, and then just brought it forward as we go on. We have a weapon placed on rocks at top area. That'll be coming up shortly, obviously. That's one of the sections that, the lift lowers down onto, so we'll not see that just yet. Incens, though, picked up for free. Fractures going to get these.
I think that could be a powerful weapon, actually, because there's not much of a fight at B now. Scoreboard covers it, but it's about to pop up. But look at this. It is Fable Sentinel running across the map to try and gain control in order to get that power weapon. It's clear it has to be something big, but Lucent, they play defensive and it works. And actually, it's just the frag grenades. So your question at this point, maybe Fable Sentinel a little bit over-aggressive. Nades have been thrown, and there are screams in the crowd as Lucent show exactly why you need to treat them with a bit more respect.
Yep, definitely so. I mean, quite an interesting push from Sentinel there, waiting for rocks to open and then using the rocks as bait essentially to trick Lucent into thinking they were going to go for the weapon. In fact, they went for the fight. Lucent were ready, slayed out, and now it's 4-2 in Lucent's favor.
If you're going to do a strat that is fairly risky and much different to what you've been playing, why do it? Why not do it the round?
That's it. You got to try these things.
Half, and yeah, I guess Lucent Esports, they responded well, and that's why their prize for that is the round itself. Ladies and gents, we're going to the second half. D, F, and E hills are upon us, and it does change up the dynamic a little bit. You won't see as many spawn traps perhaps at E. Be a bit more passive there. Lots of movement through the control room for flanks and pushes over to the enemy's home hill.
Yeah, that they do, and just taking stock of what's going on now. We're obviously seeing the map flip, so respawns back to the beginning. 10 seconds on each player, which means players can be a little bit more risky as we See this open up into a bit more of a free-for-all. Fight kicks off. Great Lancer Fire from Fortunes up on rocks, and the supply damage does help as Cougars picks up a double. Make that a triple as the pistol comes in to execute physics. Baghdad running for his life on X-Ray. You see the smoke grenade just a little bit too far back, I think it was, and he didn't get stunned. Now Baghdad having to Scarpa.
Great angles, and it's Cougars, the proactivity from him that ensures Baghdad will fall. The revive comes in straight away. Lucent already well into the enemy's half. They've lost their home hill, meanwhile, as a smart overextension does come through from Strikers. Legend does realize that as soon as he gets taken down by a Lancer. Fractures, perhaps not in a great position, honestly, but he does get it. He gets two. Never mind one, he gets three. Somehow he keeps his team in it at the F hill, surprising all involved. And the D hill is being broken as well. It is down to Chris to make some plays as equally as good. He gets one, Cougars will fall. Chris is going to get taken down by Fractures. Perhaps we should be handing out the MVP trophy already. 5-2. It's 4 rounds in a row now for the Spaniards.
I don't know what to say, Toby. Four kills in a row. Plays an excellent round there. And yeah, he just pretty much individually secured his team that round. 5-2. The score. Fable Sentinel have a lot on their plate now to come back from this. This is going to be difficult, and something big is going to go down here. Is it going to be the boom shot on deck? It's definitely being hovered, and that would have certainly shake things up. Looks like they're not convinced it needs to be that just yet. The hammerburst's hovered. What are we going to see, Toby? It is the boom shot. The boom shot has been placed already, and
my heart.
This is second half, so that's staying. That's staying for a long, long time. Fable Sentinel playing the hand.
Look at the scores, the kills rather. There's a stark difference right there, and I really do think it's down to the slaying power of Lucent. Coming up trumps against Fable Sentinel, and this boom shot placement, it might even be considered a bit of desperation now, an act of desperation at this point in time. It's forcing a more execution-heavy style. Physics is the one to pick it up, though. It does take nerves to do just that. Swarm domination denied, by the way, as Fable Sentinel clearly put all their resources into this boom shot, and Lucent Esports there trying to go for the D hill at the same time.
Both boom shots wasted, well, not wasted, but used there, and one kill picked up, so not the most efficient of boom shots. Chris does nerve out essentially and kill Strikers by accident, so that's not good news. Interesting play by Lucent at the start there. They opted to fight the boom shot fight 3v4 as they had a member of their team just essentially go capture both home hills to start. So looking for the points lead actually, and not all that fussed about this boom shot. Quite interesting.
Baghdad's going to go down. He's got a smoke in hand. That's why Legend tries to bait that one. Fortune's just to the left. Zorkos turns on him. That could be very important in the grand scheme of things.
Big fight this.
Legend does get one, gets back to cover. That's all you need to do for now as the triple cap was looming.
He does have reinforcements as well off spawn. Zorkos still was at 20 health there, but he's been tagged, so he's going to go down 20% health. No percent health now as he falls to Cougars. Again, 5v4 in Lucent's favor. This is looking good for Lucent. They are, they're playing better than they were in the first map, I think, and it's showing on the scoreboard as we pan across the back of Lift. Jumping on board with Strikers now. Cougars,
the man I did suggest should be running through the control room. As proactive as he's been and aggressive in that, Chris. Speaking of aggression,
sick. Chris with the
2
double.
kills up the rocks. Physics finds the kill on Totti. And now this is an issue for Lucent because the boom shot will be up soon. E-control firmly in the hands of the French. And Lucent, they only have 2 players here all the way back at their home hill. Fable Sentinel moving up on all sides.
That's right, they do have 2 players, but it's Legend who's looking for the kill. He's been proactive here. It's a lot of damage on Baghdad. Baghdad down at 30% and has to back out. Now, Legend looking for the one shot. Does get a little help from his friends, and this looks really good from Lucent as they're looking to retake both home hills. You're right though, the boom shot coming up in just a second may have even been picked up already. Not picked up, but may have even spawned, I'm not too sure. There it is, yeah it is. Physics picks that up, but Zorkos C falls, and Legend is fighting his way. Physics falls as well. I think that was the boom shot taken out. It was indeed, and Cougars now. He's the last man alive, 1 against 2 for the round actually, if he can win this fight.
Brilliant
Looks
movement.
to win it.
And a little bit of a whack as everyone holds their breath for the time being. Chris does have that boom shot back. Yes. He has 2 as well to use. Big score lead, bear in mind. Fable Sentinel in their favor. Here comes Totti. Risky reload.
He's gonna have to suicide.
Risky reload. The suicide is indeed forced. The E-hill broken. But Baghdad has control of F. The D hill control is the way of Fable Sentinel 2, and they're moving up to E. Yep, this
Excellent.
is going to be a Fable Sentinel response.
Excellent response
And
there, actually.
Utilizing that boom shot strategy well, honestly.
Yeah, they picked up the boom shot. They made use of it. They, you know, it was a bit scrappy. You know, we heard the shouts as the boom shot did fall, but in the end, Sentinel slayed out and Lucent lost the boom shot. Chris managed to backpack that, and Chris, who had not the best game earlier on, is now leading the way for Sentinel. Really well played by him. The fact of the matter is, though, this boom shot is here to stay, and what do Lucent do now to, you know, try and drag the fight? I'm looking at an M-bar down at the bottom. That's what I want to see. I want to see an M-bar over there, force the split fight, maybe even overload on maintenance and use the M-bar to just, you know, shut down the boom shot. Doesn't look like that's going to be in just yet. We're seeing some hammer bursts hovered, maybe Marksers, but...
The organized rotations and setups mid-round, I would argue, in theory, go the way of Fable Sentinel in terms of who you favor, right? But yeah, I think an M-bar thrown in the mix could be exactly what Lucent can benefit from, at least more than Fable Sentinel.
It just make it scrappy again, right? If you're just checking a few people now and again, a couple of pistol bullets and a boom shot and a body check, you know, that's a kill right there.
Increase the amount of variables right now, for sure, because evidently Fable Sentinel, they're going all in for the boom shot once again. 4 members flying forward. They're positioning themselves for a quick pickup. Markser is a great stimulating factor, actually, for this very team fight. A quick down there. Lots of kills. This is now an issue for Fable Sentinel. They're stuck getting lanced despite the boom shot victory there. It is 5 members down, looking for the overextension. There it is.
It is. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get the D hill just in time, though. This is going to be a retake, actually, from Sentinel. The effort is coming in. 3 seconds on the clock. There's the denial. And it looks like Fortins is pulling out the Cougars. He has other ideas. He's got 1 kill on Baghdad. He's going to go back in. He's fighting his way around, and he's still alive in the midst of 4 members of Sentinel. Totti, though, helping out. He gets a kill. So Zorkos has spotted the opportunity to get the E. Fortins hot on his tail. Not sure if this is going to be a wise fight from Fortins. He's going to have people in his back as he... SY come off spawn.
Trying to bow out. Does find the safety of rocks. And actually, Zorkos is moved up instead of continuing to challenge that. He could have potentially got his pistol out there right through to down Fortins, but...
100%. 100%.
Ops not
That's
too
it.
there.
Baghdad, though, ripping faces with the Markser.
70 now is Lucent's score as we just go past that mark. 50-point lead, despite, of course, Fable Sentinel winning that initial. So once again, Lucent do the better job of the initial with the boom shot down.
4v3, though.
Back.
Yep, 4v3. Advantage Lucent as the boom shot fight rages on. This E-hill is the next big target, really. Both teams quite happy to hold their homes, it seems. Legend getting a new Markser, so that'll be put to use in just a second, I'm sure. We do see Lucent with the map control in the far side. Cougar's just holding the old B hill. See him on the overhead now. He's actually trying to push forward into the spawn. He's trying to get the 1v1, and Sentinel, whoever that is having to back off into the spawn. Great play by Lucent, really, to just hold map position, but as you push up on this map, there's such opens the opportunities to get flanked and crossed out, so we can see that now.
Advantage Sentinel, right? They have rocks control. Both teams evidently slowing things right down now due to that boom shot spawning very soon. You know, we talked about this. This is not chaotic at this point. This is organized. This is structured. And Fractures in the middle is trying to help with just that.
The boom shot should be back up, I think, so it's going to be where the fight happens. You can see the boom shot actually flashing now, and the fight continues in the control room. Strikers makes that count, and he does drop in the end, but the boom shot fight is going to go down. The Lancers are on him. Physics takes him out, but will the boom shot fall? The boom shot is backpacked. We're not too sure. It looks like Physics is coming to the rescue. He's cleaning up. Looking for the fight. Legend, though, gets a double kill. Legend, I think, has maybe even got a triple, and this might be the 6th round going over to Lucent. If Chris can't do anything, he does pick up Cougars. That's a crucial, crucial kill as he tries to just retake the homes, but the klaxon sounds. Totti picks up the mark, so he's going to try and come over and I think defend his hills, and, well, this is heating up, Toby.
The boom shot is out of it for now. As Lucent Esports are about to finish off this round, all they need is 1 hill. Baghdad, he leads the push over to the D hill. It's the last bastion of hope. It's broken in time. E hill being gained, though, as we speak, but no. It's actually Physics who picks up a kill elsewhere. The overextension comes through from
here's the
Fortons.
fight.
Big fight. Fractures will fall on this side. They need to start capping. I'm not sure why it's only started being picked up by Fortons.
Oh.
The cap is going to come through. It needs to be broken now.
What a
And
heads up
Fortons,
play
he's done
by
an
Fortons.
amazing job. Despite all the pressure coming in from different sides, he's been able to secure that round at the end. And ladies and gents, it's 6-3 now. Lucent.
Series point now for Lucent Esports. And, well, that was such a heads-up play by Fortons. He knew the fight was going down on his own home hill, knew he didn't have support at all, and he just made high tail and took the Sentinel home hill. He knew he had just enough time before members come off spawn to get the cap in. As long as the cap was secured, that was it. That was insane. Excellent play from Fortons now, and yes, we are going into series point. This is for top 2 this round, Toby. Excellent work from Lucent Esports in this final map.
Everyone is showing up for Lucent right now. The numbers show it. The plays that are being made show it. Fable Sentinel, once again, being the most aggressive team here at the
here
boom
goes
shot.
Fractures.
Fractures comes back into the mix, trying to get straight
is all
up
Lucent.
close to the enemies. The crowd starts roaring. Baghdad is the last man alive in the control room. History has been made, ladies and gents. Fable Sentinel will not be in the grand final this time. It is Lucent Esports who will play Fable next.